Welcome to Omjj podcast. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in, whether you're watching or listening. What are we talking about today, Josh?
We're talking about communication and the sense of relationships. And we're going to talk about, should a woman, or I shouldn't say woman, should a person take the person back after the person has committed an adulterous act?
Be more specific, please.
Has the person stepped out of that relationship and had relations with someone else?
Okay.
Do you think that the person should take that person back? Or should they forgive them and move on and say, you know what, you made a mistake, I understand, we talked it out? Or should they say, I'm done with this? What are your thoughts? This is more of a personal communication thing.
All men have the opportunity to cheat, but how do you feel about women?
Okay, before we go there, I'm going to go this. So all men have the opportunity to cheat. It is the responsibility or the power of the man not to cheat.
I agree. Wholeheartedly.
So, if a man, in my, this is me, Joshua Peltier talking. If a man decides to cheat, he is saying that this person that I'm cheating with is more important than the person I'm with.
Right.
That's who's communicating. Now, the question is, and we didn't talk about this, what is cheating?
They had sex.
So, if he would have kissed
I talked to the girl.
So, if they what she said?
She actually
Did she
ended up
know?
getting pregnant.
By him?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So, now you got 3 kids.
Yeah, what's funny was it's so many other things unraveled from that. I didn't even know he had another child. That the same thing he did to me is what he did to his son's mom. He had a whole nother baby he didn't take. It was deep.
So he ain't no sex addict. He just liked to cheat.
He liked to cheat. In my situation, prior to me finding out all of this, I just thought it was about sex. But later on, he's a cheater.
It's never about sex.
He's a cheater.
Let's back this up.
A monogamous cheater.
Okay.
Yeah, winning.
I'm gonna let you have that.
I'm winning.
It makes sense to somebody out there because I didn't get it.
Okay.
Because monogamous means you with one person.
One person's a cheater. Him.
Well, we already established he's the cheater, but he's not cheating on himself.
I just gave him a label. Let me win. Thanks.
Okay. Go, Jessica. Score 2-0. I get. Okay. So now, let's back it up one more time. We'll get to your question. What is if you kiss another woman? If he had kissed another woman, is that cheating?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
A kiss on the cheek is cheating?
You didn't say a kiss on the cheek.
I just said kissing. So what do you say? So
to me, I'm going straight to French kissing.
French? He in America. He from Detroit.
Detroit kissing.
So tongue, that's kissing.
Yes.
And that's cheating.
To me.
So that's enough reason to break up with somebody off of a kiss.
I'm not going to say that's enough reason. Just like how women cheat emotionally, right? I feel like if you go there with that person, it's an emotional thing. So there was something about that person that attracted you to them that you weren't getting from your partner.
Yeah, true, but is that cheating?
Yeah, cheating is cheating. Anytime there's emotional involvement.
So you saying, so what if you kiss somebody and there's no emotion?
Kiss somebody, text somebody.
Texting is cheating.
Secretly visiting, secretly going out on dates.
If you put secret
new
in front of it.
friendships.
Yeah, that's
This is my new guy friend, girlfriend. No.
So say if the guy and the girl work together, they go to lunch together. Is that cheating?
If they're not doing nothing but going to lunch, it's not cheating.
Okay.
But if all that work husband and all these new terms, this person you hanging out with them outside of the job, and your husband may not have met that person or vice versa with the wife or girlfriend, whatever. Like there's lines drawn between opposite sexes when you're in a relationship.
Okay. So, all right. So back to what you said. What is it like when a woman cheats?
I don't know. I've never cheated.
You don't know any woman that's cheated?
I ain't about to
you
incriminate none of my friends.
Uh-oh.
Husband or wife. Or
well,
wife. I know some.
Being who I am, I know a lot of people from all different, and I try as hard as I can not to judge folks.
But to answer your question,
yes.
Based off of experiences of my friends, to not incriminate them with too much detail is normally because of the disconnect between that woman and the man that she's in a relationship with.
I think, yeah. And I think sometimes, this is just, once again, this guy talking. I think men cheat because they feel less than.
Meaning not needed?
Not needed, not necessary. They can't contribute. Yeah. They're not adequate. But they'll go someplace else and the woman treats him like he's the bomb. She just fake puts him up and, you know, oh my, you're amazing. If you were with me, I would do this, like that, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
I think, and it's crazy because a lot of times when men cheat, they don't cheat to a higher standard. If that's, I'm trying to say it
I understand, like in comparison to who they're with.
Yeah, so
that person is not at that level.
Yeah, so they may be with a judge, but then they'll cheat with a cashier.
Right.
Not saying there's anything wrong being a cashier, and you know, but this person is not on the same level as the judge, and they don't look the same. Normally majority of them, as cray crowd as works, men do not cheat because I shouldn't say all men, but the majority of the men I've dealt with, talked to, had conversations with, the women don't look better than the women they cheat with.
That's what I don't understand, because I feel like if you're going to cheat, you're cheating because you're doing better.
Yeah, but see, that's not a men thing.
Or getting better. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but
men are communicating on. I think men have to feel like certain men have to feel like they're in control of the situation.
Right, and that's where that comes from.
If he was not working.
Yeah,
and
he wasn't working.
You were the breadwinner.
I was the breadwinner.
He was depressed. He felt like he wasn't contributing to nothing. So in his mind, subconsciously, once again, the cool man talking, he was saying, "I'm gonna get her back.
Yeah,
I'm gonna show you I am a man. I'm this, all that." Now, what did she do? Did she look better than you?
I never seen her.
You just talked to her.
I talked to her on the phone. Yeah, and then it just escalated worse and worse, because then she started harassing me when he came back. I'm like, first of all, let's be clear, honey. He was coming back. It was just a matter of time, because I am the one. Okay, so he cheated. Then you had nerve to call me and ask me where he at.
Uh-oh.
He in my bed. You want to talk to him?
Let's don't reflect, because I see you reflecting.
Flashback.
And going back to that situation.
But no, the reality is, I never seen her, but just even how she talked was like, I'm dope as crack. Okay? Being dope as crack mean people are addicted to your energy, your character, your physical attraction, your emotional, all of that. And so when I talked to her, she was completely opposite. Like, I'm talking about all out ignorant, like just from how she talks, her language, her vernacular, everything. Just totally different.
But she was in your mind, without saying less than, she was not on your level.
Yeah, but that's my opinion. It's a matter of perspective.
Yeah, but she still got pregnant though.
She got pregnant and she already had a bunch of kids, and to him, she probably was on that level. And so,
but he wasn't working, and then he didn't have his stuff.
What's
together.
The comparison? Yeah, you ain't on a certain level, but yet you know.
Yeah,
she's cherishing that.
I have been blessed.
Feel like a king.
I don't think I have been stepped out on.
Good.
I don't think so.
They won't tell them.
If
never tell you. Let me say this. Can I go there for a second?
I can tell. You can't hide nothing from the cool man.
Let me say this.
I communicate extremely well.
Woman to man.
Woman to woman.
Gentlemen, I hate to tell you this, but
don't tell us
that.
Why do you say that?
There's a lot of things that we're not going to say to you because we know that it will hurt your feelings. And so there's so many things that you are just fully ignorant of.
Not me.
Because we have spared your emotions. Let's be clear. Okay? Okay? Who's the best cheaters of all time? Girls.
Did you try to put Beyonce's song in there?
And we're gonna leave that at that.
I don't know if that's nothing to brag about.
I'm just saying.
Man, of course we don't cheat well. That's too much
Y'all
work.
don't cheat well, and y'all also don't know when y'all women are stepping out.
I can tell.
But we're gonna go.
I can tell.
Give us some insight.
It's our communication, and I pick up on the smallest cues. But I let women know from the jump. If you decide that you want to cheat on me, go ahead. Move out, be your best self. But you cannot come back here.
Good. You set some standards.
If I walk in on a situation and I had a girlfriend who was cheating.
This is Mr. Biggs. What you doing, Mr. Biggs? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay. Was that supposed to be R. Kelly?
Kelly's telling me that you're sleeping with another woman. Okay.
It's like, here's the beat. This is the beat. Here you go. Here go the beat though.
You a hater.
I'm trying to figure out the song.
He just be hating. He knew who Mr. Biggs was.
If I walk in, I always tell me, if I walk in on a situation, I would say, okay. And, you know, obviously she's doing what she's doing. I must not be supplying her what she needs. I walk right out.
Proud of you.
I walk right out. Because I look at it like, listen, it was a lesson learned. What she's communicating to me is that she don't want to be with me. So there's nothing I can do. My attitude, my anger, my aggression, whatever, is not going to have me get her back.
Make a difference, yeah.
So obviously this ain't supposed to be for me. I'm real rational when it comes to that. Because, okay, good. Move on to the next. I'll find me another girl.
Run for your life. I agree. I'm not sure at this age, so at that time I was in my 20s, I'm pretty sure not at this age. Actually, it's been more than it's been 7 years since I've been single, but it's been 10 years since that happened. 11 years. But I don't think at this point in time in my life, I think sometimes when you have defined more of what you want your life to be, that those kind of things can't happen, because that's not going to allow for you to continue in the trajectory that you're already headed toward.
Yeah. And
so I mean, I don't want to say that's even a case by case thing. I feel like if at this point in time, wherever that moment happens where you find out they're cheating, you're like, unacceptable, deal breaker, go with that and keep moving. Don't second guess it.
I don't do second chance finance.
Second chance finance.
I don't do that.
Prostituting?
No, like a car, and you don't get another opportunity.
I agree.
If you've communicated to me that I'm sorry, I made a mistake and I shouldn't have did that.
Yeah.
But I said, hey, no apology needed.
Yeah.
If that's what you want, go get it.
Rock out.
Because at the end of the day, I'm the cool man.
Do you know who I is?
I will be okay. I'm not mad at you.
Yeah.
I'm not upset. Go do what you do. Live your best life.
And I agree. At this point in time, that's the approach that I take.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to be happy.
Yeah. So many people take it personal, but I understand why they take it personal, because you committed so much to this person.
Yeah.
And you've sacrificed, you've done everything you can to help this person, male or female, and they go and do something behind your back?
Yeah.
Like, what the funnel cake? I'm up here doing everything for you, and this how you treat me?
I agree.
So I understand the communication and the whole thing, but my sister always says, whenever she gets into a relationship, she's like, listen, I have absolutely no problem with you cheating on me. If you want to be with another man, be with another woman, if you want to be with multiple people, be your best self.
Right.
She said, but just break up with me first.
I mean, I think that's fair. I don't feel like that's unreasonable. You know, I'm not, and that's the part that I don't get. If you actually communicated that specifically,
that's the point I'm trying to get at. Thank you.
Why don't people just take the pass and go?
But
run.
See, people don't want to communicate that because they're afraid of that.
Oh, okay.
So, my sister, you have to be in a relationship, and this is where it gets really tricky. You have to be at a place that you can survive mentally and emotionally
Okay.
Forget the financial part. The financial part, it'll work itself out in the long run regardless. But are you going to be all right mentally and emotionally without this person?
Yeah.
You have to come to a conclusion. Like, if this doesn't work out, you're going to be okay.
I agree.
And the thing that I think, we'll talk about this in another thing, but a person has to come to the conclusion that it's okay to be by yourself.
Yeah.
I, Joshua Peltier, do not need another person to validate me.
Amen.
I don't need you to tell me I'm off the chain, I'm awesome, I'm just patting up. I don't.
Yeah.
I understand it. And some people need it, and it's necessary. We need that human interaction. I appreciate it when it happens.
Yeah.
But if I'm with somebody and they never give me a birthday gift, I'm good.
Right.
I tell women, when I ain't been in a relationship in a while. So when they say, Josh, I'm going to get you this, I'm going to say, just know you're not obligated to.
My birthday, the first day of the year.
So how can they forget, is what you said?
Yeah, ain't going for that.
This is Mr. Big. You see how I did it right?
No, because that has nothing to do with the topic.
It don't matter. I'm just saying.
It gotta all go together.
No, it don't.
Gotta know when to pull it out. That wasn't right.
No. Not when you
Wrong
cool.
moment.
You can say anytime you want to.
Hater.
So, back to.
But I get what you're saying, though. I think it's important to understand that other people's actions should not affect you.
They should not.
Keyword.
It should not. But see, and I deal with people all the time, is why does it affect you?
I think it's because people don't see those experiences as learning moments. And so even though I went through all of that with that relationship, I learned that I was capable of forgiving, even though
it's all right. You got to forgive
the first time, but I didn't follow all the way through. But I knew I could take that big step.
Forgive, okay.
You know, so that was pretty big for me. And not just that, I think I was, for the most part, able to forgive myself.
Forgive yourself.
For the reaction that I had. Because instead, I could have easily communicated, hey, listen, it's not going to work for me. I know we tried.
Yeah.
But this is not going to work. And I didn't do that. And so in the future, I'm over communicating myself with people, mainly because I don't want people to have I want them to always have closure, or I want clarity to be had so that people can understand my perspective. So I'm never the type of person that is just going to be quiet and not say anything and let you assume, if that makes sense, what I'm thinking and all that. No, that don't make sense to me.
Yeah, that's good.
I think you should communicate every part of
that's right.
how you feel,
that's
just
good.
so that there's some kind of synchronicity.
Yeah,
is that the
synchronicity.
Word?
That's okay.
You got it.
I mean,
I just made it up.
Yeah, whatever. I got it.
Synchronicity.
No, it's wrong. There's not that many O's in it.
We're gonna leave the word alone. But that's my point.
Yeah, I got you. So back to the original. Should a person take the person back after somebody's been cheated on?
I think it's personal preference, though. I really think it's a personal preference. Going back to where you are at in that life, have you grown as a person to the point where you are fully forgiving of that situation? If you know that's going to be personal torture for yourself, I would say no. If you're going to get flashbacks, if you're going to throw it in that person's face
all the time,
if you're going to cheat yourself, you know what I'm saying? Those are things I would say no to. But if you feel like you can wholeheartedly still put yourself all the way back into that relationship, because it's a level of vulnerability that most people may not have to experience.
Yes.
So being cheated on and then being humble and not egotistical enough, if that makes sense, enough to continue to interact with that person.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
That's heavy.
I have seen this from every single spectrum you can think of. From children being involved, from where am I going to go, to what am I going to do, who else is going to want me, She only did it once, Josh. She's never going to do it again. Josh, what should I do? I called her, blah, blah. I've seen this from so many different perspectives. There's two things that I know from these perspectives. Mm-hmm. They are all similar, but they're all different.
Okay.
At the same time. Number one. Number two, I never tell people what to do when it comes to this. Never, ever. When they say, Josh, what should I do? What should I do? What do you think you should do?
Right.
What do you feel?
Critical thinking.
What do you think you should do? Well, I want to this, but I want to that. I want to, so what do you think I should do, Josh? Tell me what to do. I need some advice. I said, this is why I can't give you no advice. Mm-hmm. I refuse to give you some advice. That's not what you're going to have me going back and telling her, Josh told me I need to leave. He told me to pack your stuff and get out.
And you better believe they are not going to hold themselves personally responsible. They're going to blame it on you.
It's easy to blame somebody else.
Yeah, they
so you ain't blaming me.
On you.
But all I can say is, if you make the decision for the person to stay, or if you make the decision to move on, mm-hmm. stick with that decision after you made it.
Oh, yeah.
So don't go back and forth wishy-washy. Like, I should have did this.
Right.
And then it's like, you know what? Maybe I should have did it. So you can change your mind, mm-hmm. even if you get involved. Right. But don't keep on going back and forth with it, because it's going to be confusing.
Yeah.
And I hear this all the time. I kicked him out, but I miss him. Okay, so maybe you should be with him then. No, because if I be with him, he's going to remind me of all the stuff he did. And I don't want to be involved with that. I said, okay, well, then let him stay where he at. But I miss him. Okay.
Go around in circles.
It go round and round in circles.
That's right.
Go round. Same thing happened to a guy I know. He called the police on her.
Sheesh.
And went to the police station, outside the police station, talking about let her go. True story.
I know women that do it, so I believe it.
Yeah. And so
you can't play like that, though. I mean, here's the thing: when you're not following through on how you really feel, you are putting yourself through emotional trauma.
Yeah.
And so a part of that is removing your mind and your heart's ability to be able to emotionally heal from that scenario. Like, literally, you're stopping yourself from literally being able to get over it.
Here we go, yo.
So what? You're stopping yourself from being able to heal, you know?
Yeah.
You're stagnating your own growth.
And the challenge that I think, if you are out there and you stepping out, be mindful that once a person hits a certain wall, their reason and logic will go out the window.
Right.
And it'll be just straight reactionary.
Right. I agree.
And so you can never, ever truly control how a person will deal with the situation. I'm saying that to say because you want to be safe.
Yeah.
And if you are stepping out on somebody and that person finds out and they react and they go cray-cray, there's nothing you can do to control that. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not justifying anybody's actions of how they want to get violent or physical. I'm just saying that when that brain turns over, it turns over.
Yeah.
Because when a person gets in their mind that they are justified in causing physical harm for something you did to them emotionally, the brain shuts down.
They lost it,
Yeah, it's called neural hijacking.
Yeah.
Where your neurons will go past the amygdala for all the reasoning, and it'll tell you whatever you thinking is right. And if your anger is so, it'll make you feel like this is the right. I'm gonna get him, I'm gonna key his car. I'm gonna do this, whatever, and you feel justified. So if you are out there, this is a public service announcement.
PSA.
If you're out there doing something, just consider the consequences.
Yeah. I mean, the greater consequence, even if it's not about safety, it's about the impact on how that person views other people. like the long-term effects of it. So that there is short-term anger, rage, vengeance, but like the long-term effect on that person. Like I just feel like when it comes to cheating, people become very inconsiderate.
Yes.
And selfish. And so it's, it's so much deeper than, I'm cheating because fill in the blank, whatever that thing may be.
It's always deeper.
It's just like, really?
Yeah.
Like you telling me that you think so little of yourself, because it's not about the other person. You think so little of yourself that you can't even articulate and communicate how you feel enough to just tell that person, listen, you ain't the one for me.
Burn.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I ain't the one.
Like at some point, like the same way that you can learn a nursery rhyme or a rap song, gospel music, whatever, the same way that you can learn lyrics is the same way you can learn how to take in what's really going on with you. So when you find out you being the cheater, when you realize to yourself, man, I got some stuff going on inside of me that if I can't communicate that to this girl, it can turn into something very ugly. Quickly. Very quickly. And so that's where all of what you just said come into play. I think that's a cop-out. Like if a person that can't say, listen, I'm about to cheat on you, and so I'd rather just let this be. They don't play plenty of love songs about it.
Yeah.
Take the advice of the love songs. It's plenty of stuff that say, hey, listen, I'm about to cheat. I'm going to leave now. I feel
that would be so awesome if everybody did that.
I mean, that's in an ideal world.
But I think that so many people accept. I've heard multiple women say that a man gonna cheat regardless. Just deal with it.
And that's the most ignorant thing that I probably heard coming from women. The fact that society has become so complacent with the lack of committed relationships that they're okay with that.
I think
that's a cop-out.
This is another cool man thing. I think that they're going to allow polygamy.
And I see more and more stuff about that, though.
It's going to be a law where it's going to be okay.
It already happened.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not going to be against the law. People ain't got to sneak and hide it.
Ain't
I know
people
a guy.
I met down south, y'all ain't sneaking and hiding.
I know a guy who has 2 wives right now.
Well, some cultures.
And they both living in this is in America. This is in Decatur, Georgia.
I know people back at home. It was like a religion that allowed that.
The wives are fine. Now it's not. They're not legally married, but he has 2 women. Mm-hmm. And he got 2 different kids, 2 sets of kids. All the kids, all the wives, all live together.
I ain't going for that.
That's you.
You forget about it.
We didn't talk about that.
Dear husband.
Because
ain't happening.
Okay? In grad school, I went to school with a guy who was from Nigeria. His father had 35 kids. He had 7 wives. And he wanted.
It could be a culture or religious.
But everybody was fine.
I mean, maybe in somebody else's world, just not mine.
And in the Bible, it didn't have multiple wives.
I ain't going for it.
I ain't going back and forth with you. How the song go? I'm living my best dimes. I ain't going back and forth with you, nickels.
He had to do the diddy shake.
He didn't come up with that shake. He was just nervous one day.
Possibly.
But yeah, so when it goes to taking the person back or not taking the person back,
I wouldn't do it.
I say do what you think is best. I am not going to tell you what to do.
Run.
But I will say you're going to have to live with the consequences either or.
For sure.
If you decide to take them back, you're going to live with it. You're going to take them back, don't live with it. But like you said, you made a good point. You have to forgive them.
Yeah. You can't throw it back up in her face.
Yeah.
I think that's and I did not, and I can say in my situation, I didn't throw it back in his face, but I couldn't even face it, if that made sense. Like I was torturing myself because I didn't want to talk to him. Like I was, what they call alienating him in our relationship. And so whatever he thought before, I really was doing it this time. And so again, that's the things that I had to learn as when you go through things, if y'all don't remember anything else I say, is learn from it. It's okay to have a takeaway from it. That way you can grow as a person and move forward knowing better to do better.
Let me ask you, do you blame the cheater or the person they cheated with?
I blame both if both sides knew about the other person. Okay. I don't blame the one who didn't know, if that makes sense.
So she
I'm going to give an example.
So if she did know, you would blame her?
If she know, I would blame both of them.
Really?
Because she knew, in my situation, the girl knew everything about me. I didn't know anything about her.
Interesting.
And the only way I ended up talking to her is because back then we had a house phone, and she called the house. And I was wondering, I'm like, whose number is this on this call ID? And it was her trying to get me to get her phone number, if that made sense. Because remember, him and I, we started having separate cell phone numbers. So yeah, she was trying to get my attention. And so when I finally had that conversation, that's when she told me she was pregnant, how long they had been messing with each other, how they met. They worked together.
How long was she pregnant for?
I don't even know if she really was pregnant. She could have been lying. I think she, and that's the thing about side chicks. They always want to have one up on the main chick. First of all, live your best life if you want to get pregnant again. I think she already had like 3 or 4 kids. Do you, boo? I ain't got none. So ain't no big deal to me. But the reality is, side women, if you know that person is married or in a relationship, I mean, the wife should be, or the girlfriend should be mad at you because you know everything about her, but she may not know a thing about you.
Okay. So to wrap this, put a little bow on it. What do you want our listeners and viewers to take away from this?
I think the key takeaway from this, based off the original question, is if you accept that person back, you have to forgive them and move on. That's the number one thing. And if you decide to either direction, move on, or to stay,
direction,
learn something from it.
Yeah, those are 2 good points. Those are 2 really good points. I think that you should have the conversation
for certain
of cheating before the relationship gets serious.
Yes, get the perspective.
Yes, and I think
what you call it,
pre-communication. I think so many people are afraid to have that conversation. Yeah. But when you don't have it, anything can happen. Now, if you have the conversation and the person still decides to step out and cheat on you, then they just breaking the rules.
Right. I agree.
Now, in the end, if you take them back, you really saying a lot, because what you're saying is your rules don't mean nothing.
And that's very important. And I like to add that what was never asked was never said. And so if you all are dating people that you're afraid to ask, have they ever cheated before? Have they ever been cheated on? Well, I mean, it's nothing wrong with asking about previous relationships.
I don't think anything's wrong with that.
If it's a purpose behind it, like not to compare yourself to an ex or anything like that. Like that, to me, is not why you would ask. You would ask because you want to understand that person.
Yeah. How is he going to treat me? How is she going to treat me?
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people are dating is so convoluted nowadays. Besides the fact you're okay with being a side chick, or you're okay with knowing that your mate cheated on you or whatever, the issue that I have with dating is that there is no communication. It's almost like people are afraid to ask questions. One, because they're going to get an answer that they may not like. Yeah. But more importantly, it almost, so as much as people say they want to be in good relationships, asking questions allow for you to draw closer to the person that you're having that conversation with. And so the other side to, other than you may actually get an answer that you don't like, is that it will force you to be vulnerable.
Nobody wants to be vulnerable.
Nobody wants to be vulnerable.
Especially people they just met.
Especially, and I don't feel like, and so let's talk about, and I know we're coming to an end with our podcast, but let's talk about, and I know you talked about the pre-communication before, let's talk about how you go into those type of conversation without sounding like you're interrogating.
Yeah, well, that's a whole process.
I know we can talk about it deeper, but I just want to get your insight. What would be the one thing that you can do today if you're dating somebody to have the conversation about cheating?
You have to be in a position that whatever answer they give you, you can't react to it.
React and respond.
You have to be in a position that whatever answer they give you, you have to act like you understand it. At least for the moment.
Okay.
Because if you don't, you're going to pass judgment and the person's not going to tell you anything else.
Exactly. You just lost your connection.
I ask a ton of questions, but I do it in a pattern. What?
He interrogates a little bit.
I don't think so.
We're going to move on.
But people don't have no problem. People have no problem answering my questions. Especially people I just meet. I'll just ask them one question. There's a theory behind. I'm not gonna break.
When? Oh, that's an inside joke for me and Josh.
I don't remember that joke.
We'll talk about it.
In my direction. So you can start. You don't rush them. So if you're if you're out on a date, y'all just went, let's say, saw a movie or something, and y'all eating afterwards. You can't just come out. So, did you cheat on your last girlfriend?
Definitely not.
Did you cheat on your last boyfriend?
What you think about that movie? She cheated on him, or he cheated?
Yeah,
Is that an appropriate time?
No.
After y'all just having fun?
No. Whenever you go on a date and you have fun, you just want to keep the fun going.
Yeah.
Just keep the conversation light and fluffy.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about, I messed around and killed my neighbor's dog back in the 6th grade.
Oh Lord, I just had that conversation recently. Was you in my house?
I was.
Oh my God. I was like, and you've been with my dog all day long. You trying to kill my dog? Is that what you trying to say?
In my
trying to kill my dog? Oh my God.
I'm saying you want to, on the first, I remember we could do a whole thing on the process of communication with relationships. Because it's really easy to me.
We're going to let that be.
I just know a bunch of things you don't do. But what you don't want to do is you don't on the first date, on the first time you meet somebody, you're just trying to get to know the person on the surface.
Yeah, for sure.
Like favorite color.
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie?
Yeah. Very light conversation.
Did you go to college? What did you go? Really? What college you go to? Leave it. That's it.
Yeah.
We ain't trying to get into no seriousness.
No deepness.
Like, how did your mother treat you? Were you abused as a child? No.
But I have had those conversations with people.
Did you ask them or did they give you information?
Both. It was like, and it wasn't like.
It felt weird, didn't it?
No, because I feel like, so here's my perspective. When you like somebody, you'll ask questions.
True, but how soon did you ask the questions?
Almost in that first couple conversations.
And did they give you the answers?
Yeah,
and
vice versa.
They were comfortable.
They were comfortable, and they were interested in knowing about me as well.
So there was a common connection there.
Yeah, for sure.
That's okay. Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. Like, too heavy, too soon.
Too heavy, too
y'all
soon.
Eating chips and salsa, like, come on.
Don't be talking about wedding rings. I know women who have done that.
I had guys who have done that. They be in love. I'm so great. Can't help myself.
Yeah. Okay. So takeaways. You said. What did you say? You said
about
don't forgive and
move on, or if you whatever direction, just learn something from it.
Yeah. And I said make sure you have pre-communication about the cheating situation.
Right.
That's one thing people always want to overlook. It's two things people always want to talk about in certain relationships. It's finances.
Scared to death.
And cheating.
Yeah.
You need to have these conversations.
That's
because if you don't have them and it comes back to bite you in your butt, then we should have talked about it.
Yeah. And it's too late at that point in time.
It's too late. It's much too late.
Ran your credit up and spent all your money.
Time is over.
And left.
Well, that brings us to a close to another fantastic episode of OMJJ's Pop-Up Podcast.
Pop up.
Dynamite Soul Brother numero 1, Joshua Peltier. This
Whoa.
is I know, Jessica Lewis.
We are welcome to all feedback, comments, questions,
OMJJ
suggestions.
at Gmail, omjjpodcast@gmail.com. It'll be right here, or in this area, probably right here, over here somewhere. You'll see it. And OMJJ Podcast Facebook, OMJJ Podcast YouTube, Instagram,
and all those.
And if you have any questions,
podcasts.
We will not mention your name. I meant to say that before, unless you want us to. Now, we're still not going to mention your name.
No, let's make them general.
Yeah, but we will try and answer your question, especially I will from a communication standpoint. Jessica got all these other standpoints. She's a little bit brighter than I am.
I don't know about that.
So, that's it. So, that note, that's a B flat.
B flat.
We're out.